Hello and welcome January 2024. Can I see everybody? Yes. So welcome, and we've got people here already. We've got Elena and Connie and Larson and Leanne and Amanda and some others. So thank you so much for those of you who are joining me live, and hello everybody who is watching later whenever the time is convenient for you. So this is a very long overdue return to this year's story. So what I'm going to do today is to show you January 2024. There is stuff coming that's going to back us up a bit, but for right now, we're going to stay on top of things, and I'm going to show you what is going on with my album system right now. I'm not making any big changes. It's just a new year, so I have a new album to fill and all of that. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is walk you through a few things. I'm going to talk about the photos that I've taken in January. I'm going to show you the pages that I've already made and the sections, the stories that I want to tell from all of those photos. And then kind of set a plan up for what January is going to look like in my album and get started on making stuff. Then I'm going to be live streaming with you twice more this week, tomorrow at the same time, and then Thursday morning. And then I will schedule a few little bits to finish up depending on how far I get with those things and how far into those stories we get in 3 live streams. So if there are any questions as they come by and you're here live and you want to ask them in the live chat, then you can type question and anything that's relevant to class type question so that I can make sure I don't miss that for you. And if you watch later and you want me to answer the next time around, I will be opening a thread on the forum where you can put those questions, and then when I do each live stream or each video, I will come and make sure that all of those are answered before the next one, right? Okay, so let's go over to the desk and let's have a little talk. Now, I do have to say that it's not actually the end of January. This is one of those things that makes me a little twitchy, so in case it does or does not make you twitchy, I'm just going to be above board with it. So I have a tally for how many images I've taken in January, but I know I will take a few more today and tomorrow because we do indeed have a couple more days left. You know, when magazines and media accounts and all sorts of things like that start posting their year in review on the 1st of December, and I'm like, whoa, we have 12th of the year left. Well, we still have 2 days left. So there are things that might happen that might alter my plan here. But we've done enough of the month that I can at least make a plan for where I'm going. Make sense? Okay. So I'm no longer in a place where I have matching album covers. My album collection is the album collection, and anything I want to start new, I need to kind of rejig what I've got because I have a finite amount of space in which to put albums. So this was an album that started with great intentions, and it just ended up being more like 6 layouts instead of a whole thing. So I've taken that out, and that's a side quest to figure out where those 6 layouts will go. And I even had photos kind of tucked in there to tell the stories I wanted to tell in that. I'm going to figure out where and how much of that I'm going to do, but that is not today's project. Today's project is this empty album can now hold my 2024 stories. Yes, I'm just going to make sure we're not too dusty here because it's been on the shelf. No, not too bad. A tiny bit of plaster on this corner. It's not going to hurt anything. Okay, so in January, I took 590, I've done images this time instead of photos because in my photo library there are 3 different kinds of things. There are photographs, there are screen captures, and there are videos. This is my total for all 3 of those things. Okay? Now, almost all of them this month came from my phone. By the way, this does not include any photography work that I've done outside. This is just personal images from my family. Yeah. So of that, then almost all of them, about 570 from my phone, and about 20 taken by other photographers. So other people. So no like professional photo shoots this month or anything like that, but I do have about 20 photos that come from people who take pictures at the performances and things like that. And that's my breakdown for what I've got. Things that just come from personal friends, like you take a selfie with your friends when you go out to dinner, I've just included that in this number, because those are like, I take one for you and you take one for me kind of situation. Yeah. Now, 590 images sounds a lot, but keep in mind that I'm then going to break this down into what I want to scrapbook. So let's look at what I've made so far in Best of Both Worlds videos. These are not 100% done. There's still some journaling to happen, but there's enough here for us to understand what's going on. So I did 2 layouts in those videos this month that do not go in this album. They go in a different album, so we're putting them aside straight away. All of these, however, and the one that's underneath here, these are all from this month. So these are going to go into chronological order and then into page protectors. So this is New Year's Day. This is the 3rd of January. This is the 6th. This comes, yeah. Did I do them all in order? I did, just coincidentally. Okay, so I made them all in chronological order anyway. So let's grab 12 by 12 page protectors for this. And we can just put a stack in this album so that new pages are ready to go. So my favorite page protectors for 12 by 12, well, if they made them for everything, I'd buy them in everything. But they make 12 by 12 are the We Are Memory Keepers, which are now called We Are Makers. Sorry, mine are still branded as We Are Memory Keepers. And I buy them in a bulk pack of 100. Yep, we'll get everything in the shot. Don't worry. And you can just order them. You can order them from some craft supplies stores, or you can order them from places like Amazon. Right. They're just nice and sturdy. I have the American Crafts page protectors as well, and these are just much nicer quality. Don't worry, I wasn't going to scrapbook anything with it off the bottom of the screen. We're good, we're good. It's just a case of what I can reach. We're at. Okay, so I'm going to have some sort of titling opening page, but do I want to go ahead and start this on that page and have a smaller 2024, or do I want a whole page for 2024? So the question is, let's work out where they will fit. So I have this one, then that one. So if I start on the left-hand page, would go this way, and then this way. This one has a page that's going to go with it, and that would put that here. I think that is the correct answer, so let's do that. So this will be nice and confusing because this January 1st page is actually on the back of the February cut apart. We'll get that covered up soon. Okay, so the 1st is going there. The 3rd is going here. 6th, 7th? Yeah, 7th. So all of these 12 by 12s have full, real-time live stream videos. That are all available on my YouTube channel already. I'm skipping over the fact that some of them need a little finishing up, and I will have that all done as this week goes on. And then this is going to have 2, I think this one goes over here and put the other one here. So this is a weekend away, and so I've got more photos that you're going to see in just a second about this same event, same weekend away. So that goes in there. This one stays empty there for now, and then we come over here to finish January. So I have all of those large stories, remember? Larson says, when you put things in a page protector, it feels like you've accomplished something. Yes. Okay, so even though I know I have to pull some of these out to do some other things, but that's okay. It's only little things left to do, and I have time allocated to do it, so that means it's fine. So remember, we talked about small stories, medium stories, large stories. So here are my large stories. I know we're going to have trouble here getting the whole double page visible. So let's see what we can do. And let me move this because it's annoying. All right. Okay. So 1st of January, we have a trip to see a show called The Witches with some friends. The 3rd of January, we went to the pantomime, but this layout tells the story of what happened at the pantomime, but the photo is of the walk home. That will make sense in a minute. Back to a routine. This is an update on what the family routine looks like right now, what his training looks like right now, things like that. So I have one of these from January 2023 as well. And so I think things like that are really nice to see how routines change over time, and January is a great time to document that. September can also be a great time to document that. He had his school started on the Tuesday instead of the Monday when they all went back, so we went to have a museum Monday. Haven't had one of those in a long time, so it was lovely. Then we have this weekend away, so there's another page coming here. So that will be a large story. And then this story about his bestie coming back from a tour, and now they are reunited. So this obviously has some finishing left to do as well. Okay, so those are my large stories, and like I said, each of those have a video already that you can watch on YouTube, okay? Now, I've also printed the other things that make my small and medium stories and that empty large story. So let's do that one first. So here, I'm going to have one 4x6 portrait, and then I have these 4 small landscape photos. And that kind of tells the whole story of this weekend. So I have one nice photo of the lot of us together, and then lots of little detail shots of things that we did. Yeah? So that's one more 12 by 12, and that's going to go here. Then, let's go back. The stories I want to tell here. So I've got these 2 together. That's a medium story. I've got quite a few small stories here. Yeah. And let's see, I think that's going to be medium as well. Okay, so then we end up with our smaller page protectors, correct? Now, for the moment, I've got, where did I just put them? Here. I've got a surplus of this Design A from Becky Higgins, and I have a shortage of the ones that are half of that. What I recommend buying the 12 by 12 ones when you know you're going to cut them down? No. But if you've already bought a whole bunch of these and it turned out that that page protector style was not for you and you want to cut it down, better used than wasted, right? So this is where this will come in. So I'm going to need a title page here. Let's go ahead and label some things. So this will be my 2024 title page. That's going there. And in the past, what I've done is started with a 6 by 12, and I would like to carry that on. So I'm going to go ahead and make this into 6 by 12 divided page protector. So it's going to give me 2 4 by 6 spots and 2 3 by 4 spots times 2, because I'm going to get the front and the back. Yeah. So things that we can put in here include straight away. I know it says February there, but the January edition of that, and I can do that throughout my whole album because I bought the whole set, and I actually think I bought a separate January one here, so I have one that's already cut into. So I bought one sheet first to make sure I liked all the colors, and then bought the whole collection pack after that. Now, last year, these came with a 4 by 6 that had the month and a 3 by 4 that had a little month-long calendar. And I used that on the opening page for each month. The calendar this time is big, so I'm going to change up my formula. This part is going to stay the same. This is going in here, right at the top. The calendar card is going to go on the reverse at the bottom. And my plan is to make that consistent all the way through. Oh, I don't know why I was cutting into that one. I have this one over here, sorry. So that's going to end up calendar card there. Yes? Then I'd like to keep this consistent with one photo and one journaling spot, or something like an accent card. So this is going to go here because it's a nice introduction to the album. Hello, April. And as we have had happen a couple times in the past, what's printed is slightly bigger than what fits in the page protector. Let's try again. Okay. So then on the back here, I could do one of these stories from the very beginning of the month and keep it relatively small. But the bit that gets confusing here is keeping the chronology of it all. So this is quite late in the month. This is early in the month. In fact, I've made a terrible mistake. This is the last day of December. That goes in last year's book. Okay, well, that's one more that I don't have to put in. Sorry. These were January. We're good. Okay. So, in order. This, although they're flipped. Then this, then this. This is very end of the month. Okay. So there's a couple of things that sometimes make it easy to move stuff around in the chronology. One, you could just not care about what order it all goes in, and if you can do that, I am proud of you and sometimes wish I could be you. But it turns out I really like there to be some order to it. But there are some photos that I will have multiple similar images. So this place with the bowl of ramen, oh my goodness, we go there a lot. I have lots of funny photos of him with giant bowls of soup. So I'm going to move this one it's going to be like just the tiniest bit out of the chronology. Not a lot. Yeah. So that's going to go in here. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to put it on a card or stick it to the back of that one. Okay. And then that gives me one photo here, and I can have a sentiment card here. Fresh starts and new beginnings, so that needs to go at the very beginning of the album, doesn't it? Okay. I'm going to need a photo to go here. I'm going to need something to go here. And I don't think I have either of those just yet. Okay, I don't have the photo because I think maybe I look for either. What goes here is either going to be a photo that I take today or tomorrow because I want like a smiley photo to start the year. Or I go back and look through and see, is there a photo that's just a really nice, cute photo that doesn't have a big story that I didn't put in my list? And then that would go here, okay? So I'm looking for either a smiley posed photo. It's kind of the equivalent of do it for the album rather than do it for the gram, for people who go out and take pictures just to put them on Instagram. In this case, a nice smiley photo in January is no bad thing. Or an overlooked picture. Yeah, if there's a nice shot that I, for some reason, have not done, haven't printed, haven't allocated to a story. But I do need something to go here, and I think, oh yeah, so the cards this year, there's just 2 4x6. So I'm always going to need something else to go in that space there. Okay, I'll get to that. And then up here, I'm going to need something there. So I can find 2 things to write on. Well, one thing that I would like to be able to bring in is to have some of my main character energy papers go all the way through the book. And I could do that by using them as the 4x6 journaling cards. So what I'm suggesting here is not that it needs to be my paper, that it's a collection, whatever collection it is that has been speaking to you recently or you find you really enjoy. Is there a journaling paper? Is there something neutral that you could bring throughout an album? So I'm just looking here so I can find one that has journaling lines, because there's a few. But of course, there's some of the first papers that I use, so they're not on the top of the stack because I've used them. There's one. So this is a paper I can use throughout and give that bit of continuity. And you could pick a paper that you really love and use it throughout your whole album if you really like that sort of thing. But you could also just pick one that you love and cut it so that you can use it for that month. And then when you get to February, you pick another one, and for March, a different one. Make sense? And it doesn't have to just be one single paper. You could pick a pair or a trio of papers, depending on how many pages you're making per month, and then be able to use that throughout the month. So I'm going to take this ledger and turn it into some 4x6 cards. 4. Because obviously one sheet like this is going to give you 6 4x6 windows, or if you want to then cut it down, you can cut any of those 4x6 windows into 2 3x4 windows. Then you can spread them out throughout that month. If you scrapbook fewer pages than I do, that's probably healthy. I scrapbook a lot of pages. But you don't have to do things by the month. What if a season is a better indicator for you? That would work. Don't feel like you have to fit into some sort of scenario. Okay. So I know I'm going to have one of those here. I'm going to turn the page and have one of them up at the top. And that now gives me what I know is my setup for my month opener each time. Because I won't have a full 12 by 12 that's just about the year or just about the month every time. I will do one that's 2024 and I'll have that here. But I won't do like the introduction, for example, when we go from that last layout that I've done in January into February. This will just be the first story from February, and there'll be another 6 by 12 divider here with the February card at the top. Okay. So now I've got my format. I know that I know every month is going to start with a page like this. So I'm going to do the month. I'm then going to put some sort of ledger paper that I use throughout the month here. This will be a documenting card, like a sentiment card, possibly a journaling card, but as I've got this one with lines, I'll probably do a sentiment here and a photo here, and then I'll turn and I'll have a photo here, a sentiment card or an accent card, the month down here, and then that same matching paper, whatever I've picked to go here, is also going to go there. And those are going to be journaling papers so that I can tell the story of the small photos. Okay, so that gets me started. But I still have all these to slot in. Okay, so where do they fit? Well, this fits in here. So the this is the show that this is taken after. And this is one day after that. This is the 4th, but I'm okay to put it here because then it's going to make sense. Right? So we're going to have one page going in here. And I think let's try not doing a pocket here, but doing a 6 by 12. But there's a problem with that. Okay. So I'm down to my last of the very last 6 by 12. And what I mean by that is I'm down to the ones that are damaged. So nobody's making 6 by 12 page protectors right now. Have I voiced my opinion about this to manufacturers? Yes, I'm doing what I can, but those things are slow. So my recommendation, if you want to use 6 by 4 pages, but you don't have one, is to customize from a 12 by 12. And there are 3 easy ways to do that. 2 that I like. One that I find it'll work, but it might take more maintenance over time. So you need a 12 by 12 page protector that you are happy to cut down to your 6 by 12. To me, the easiest way is to run a 12 by 12 through your sewing machine and just do a straight running stitch all the way across there and then come back and cut off the extra. If you are good with a fuse tool, or you're willing to put in the time to become good with a fuse tool, that will let you do what's there. It will let you melt a new closed line in the page protector, put that in. With both of those cases, you're going to need to mark off somehow what a straight line is. and then you cut off the extra. The easiest way I find to mark off the straight line is to find the straight line with your ruler and put tape down on the outside so that then you don't have to worry about peeling it off. You're just going to cut that bit off anyway. Yeah, so the fuse tool will let you melt a whole new thing. So those are the two kind of most successful ways to customize your own page protector. The third way is to tape the outside. And I have done this, and I'm sure I will do this again from time to time. But we all know that washi tape outside of an album over time can develop a mind of its own. And it's not even consistent across all tapes. Some will curl, some will yellow, some will not be sticky anymore. Some will be fine, but it's kind of a roulette game as to figuring out which one it would be. But you can do that. I would just suggest that you then occasionally go back and check on them because you don't know what's going to happen with the tape over time. Don't feel bad. When I took the pages that were in this album from that old abandoned project out, I had used lots of those little round flare badges, and they were all rusty. The pages were fine. I've just taken the rusty badges out. Okay, so if that were the case and you wanted to do it with tape, you've got to cut first. So use a ruler and a straight edge or use your trimmer. And then you've got to very carefully put half the tape on the front, turn it over, crease, put the other half of the tape on the other side. Okay? Right, so that's 3 ways to customize your page protector. So medium-sized stories here. I'm going to put this one on this side because it's independent of the two 12 by 12s that are here. It's one day after this, but it's all right. It goes here just fine. So we're going to trim that. And this one is going to go here, this side, and that's going to be a medium story, 6 by 12, about a show called Old Friends. Okay, and the back of this is going to be a 6 by 12 about Panto, also a medium-sized story. Now, one of the reasons this becomes a medium-sized story here, and why I chose this photo for the big one. This is a story that I've already documented. It has a 2-page 6 by 8 spread in my Christmas journal from this year. So I don't want to just write the same thing. But I also don't want to ignore it entirely because it was a big deal. So I feel like making it a medium-sized story and having it appear in both of those and having the journaling kind of take on a different angle than what I covered in my Christmas journal, then we're all good. So this is going to be a 6 by 12 Panto. Then we have this 12 by 12 that is related to. Now, we have The Storm, and we have this story. So these are different stories. This is his best friend getting off the plane from China, getting home and being able to FaceTime because they've been able to text while he was away, but they've not been able to like talk face to face. And this was a big deal. And his crazy hair and excited face tells a lot of that story. And then we had a really big storm across the country, and we went to catch our train. This is the train platform that we get almost every day. And there's a tree on the platform. In fact, he said, he went, "You need to take a picture of that. That seems like it's an important thing." So I have those 2 small stories. I also have this small story, which is him finishing a book that has taken forever because it was huge. So he finished Order the Phoenix. And so he this is all just before this double page spread. So I think I need a divided page protector here. All right. So, nope, it's not that one, it's this one. Oh, this one is an American Crafts. Which one has the top? That's the top there. Same setup as the other one that I chopped, but for some reason, a different brand. So, trimming this one as well. Because I was convinced way back in 2013 that I was going to be great with the 12 by 12 divided project life kind of style. And looking back at the albums I have that I started and didn't finish, I know that that style was not for me. Okay, so let's find places to tell these smaller stories. So I think these So this one happened first. Let's start with that one. And this, let's put it up here. So that one on a journaling card so that I have plenty of space to write what's happening there. So let's go ahead and put this continuing through. So we've got those two that are going to go there. We've got the stormy photo. So remember, small stories, they don't even need a whole page protector to themselves. So I can bring this one down here. Do I put a date on any of my pages? Yes, basically all of them. Yeah. So I need to go the other way around to make the lines match up. And then I have two 3x4s here. And then coming around to this side. And so on the front of that page protector, the photos were 3x4 photos in the 4x6 pockets, but this time let's put it in a 3x4 pocket like that. Okay. Yeah, everything gets dated. Something like this, the date would just be January, because this is saying, like in through here, it's saying this is what we do on Thursdays and Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays. Yeah, it's each day of the week. But this has a date, I believe. If not, it'll get one. It is one of the things that I do when I put everything back, put everything into the album to check it all. Like once I've done all final journaling, confetti, any missed, anything like that I want to add, I make sure that everything has a date, that I want to have a date. But it is almost everything. And then if there's something that doesn't have a date, it's going to at least make sense in context because it's all chronological. Right. So what do I have left in terms of 3x4 cards? I have those. I also have a few more that were from a different paper in this month's kit. So I'm going to pull them out in case there's a nice, obvious match. So I think I can make this one work thematically, but I don't love all that color together. I don't love the cream paper next to the two bright white papers. So I mean, this is fine in terms of color, but I already have ledger top and bottom. I don't need another ledger paper yet. Okay, so what do we have remaining? I have a pink 3x4 that can go somewhere, but I don't think it's the one to go on the front here. But could it be the one that comes over here? Possibly. Let's put it there for now. This kind of looks nice because of the black that's on the next page. So let's try that. I don't think I'm going to need the extra journaling space, but I don't have to use it as journaling space. So keep in mind, you could have pieces like this where you then just add another embellishment over the top. So for example, I have die cuts here. Like this. Yeah, I mean, that's not the perfect match, but you can tell like there are pieces of a similar size that you're going to be able to layer up on top. So something like that could go across there. That actually looks quite nice where I've got the black and the pink over here. So I'll go ahead and pop that in the page protector here to see how that works. Come here. Trying to pick up the plastic without the top card. There we go. So something like this might work. Okay, I'm still going to need something to go there. And then I have a whole bunch here. Yeah. So I don't have any obvious choices from the papers I already have out this month as to what's going to go there. So for right now, I'm going to leave that as it is. It doesn't mean that it will be empty forever, just for right now. This is going to be a whole 12 by 12. And then we have this one. So then I've got one last set of small or medium stories. So do I want them to go, so what happens when you want something to go between this and this? So this is why I like doing it with the album and working it out, because I was thinking this is the end of January and then February starts here. But I'm realizing that I have another story that I could make a large story, and that would probably make more sense, and it would give me my extra page in between here. So I'm going to move this one over to here. And make space for one more large story that's going to be a show story. So I'm going to put a 12 by 12 in here. And what I want to cover is this 2-week summary. Okay. So instead of having a whole bunch of show photos all the way through this month, I'm going to take the big story that I want to tell here and make it all fit on one 12 by 12. But the story is going to kind of come from 2 weeks of stuff. But it ends here. It ends that the first week is before this event and the second week is after this event, and then this is the weekend after it. So this is where it would fit chronologically. Do you follow? So that's going to become a page there, a whole 12 by 12. And then I can add in a divided page here with 2 3x4s. Now, I'm okay in this instance to go ahead and split this because I think I will struggle to get all the photos that would be nice on that summary page. I think I'll have more pictures than what will fit nicely. So I'm going to just make sure I have plenty of room for any extras, and they're going to come in here. So this means I'll have 3 of these chopped up page protectors. And this story is going to go in here. Actually, let's pop it in that one facing that way, and this one facing this way. But that's everything. That's everything allocated. Okay. So January has, where's my sketch hog? 590 images down to, we're going to have 1 here. I'll put 1 on this, so that will be 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I'm going to print 1 more now, seeing it out here, so 9, possibly 10, but 9, 10, 11, 12. What's happened there? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Pause. 27, 28, 29, 30. And then I reckon between here, I'll probably have 8. So I'm going from 590 to about 38. Yes? Did I count that right? You're watching. So 38 photos. And that's going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 large stories. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 medium, and we'll count that as 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 small. Now I haven't compared that to what I did last year. Yeah, so from all of those, I'm going to be at roughly 38 images with 9 12 by 12 pages, so 9 large stories, and then 5 medium stories and 4 small stories. Does that make sense so far? Okay. Where's my little list so I can make sure I can stay? Okay, so actually we've kind of done all of that as we go on. So I've covered what photos taken, how many, what camera, all of that sort of stuff. And now you've seen all of the stories that are to come. So a quick little list. We've got just an opening status of January. This small story is about, what I'm actually going to journal here is him making progress in not being defeated by the bowl. The photo, it looks like he still has half left, but like it's that style of food where the bowl is as big as your head, and he can eat and eat and eat the soup, and then it looks like he's eaten nothing. He's finally making progress on that, and I feel like this was a noteworthy event, and he asked me to take a thumbs up photo, so I know he feels like it's a noteworthy event. So that's what's going in there. Then we'll have a look at what kind of title page, but that's going to be light on journaling, mostly just a start of the year. Also, I think probably either here or here, there needs to be a photo of me because I haven't done that. If you look through, I've got photos of the kids and the friends. I've got photos of actors on stage. I don't have any pictures of me, I believe, in this month's so far. Oh, I do with my friends. So did I just skip any stories? Have we done all of that? Right, so one here already about a night out with friends. This is going to be a theater story here, a theater story there. Those are both going to see shows. This one covers both the night out and Carnaby in itself, the location. This page about routine. Then some small stories, so him getting to FaceTime with his friend who's back, and the big storm. Finishing this book that took forever and a day, but he did it. Oh, this needs adhesive. Large story about Museum Monday. Then nice big double page spread with all of the details of Weekend Away. So I am, I'm here in the photo and there. But yeah. Then we'll have some show photos and things happening here. And this is just going to feed in with, some specifics. This is him doing his homework before a show, and I wanted to write about kind of where we were with things like that. And then back with his friend in person to finish the month. So those are the stories, and I will be starting to scrapbook those all, in these next 2 live streams. So I have 2 more of these ledger cards. I feel like one of them should go in here. And one of them should go in this last one because there's none of the ledger in here. So I think with the homework, let's put that in there. So that gives me the continuity of one paper going all the way through the month. Yeah. And let's have a look, just last little thing. I'm going to look at the bits and pieces of supplies that I've been using throughout this month and see, what might be a good fit that I already have here to go in to these. I don't need to make big decisions and, set all of the supplies. But if there's something that looks like, oh, I should put that there because otherwise I might forget that it's a really good match. So I'm just having a quick little look here. So for example, some of these smaller frames will fit in those divided page protectors. So you can see, and I've got a little 3x4 there. Okay, but that's my largest elements. I've got some die cuts here, but just these that are the big ones. So what about the date stamp going here? Instead of the pink. Maybe, strangely enough, the pink ends up over here after all. No, they're not particularly. Oh, actually, that second, it's peach and pink. Let's try it here and live with it for a little bit. And then that one over there. And something like this would fit. Is that one? Yeah. Fit in there and bring this color across. So I've got the orange, peachy orange here, and it's going to match up with that over there. Could put one down there, but I'm not convinced. This piece can go with a group photo. Actually, these tags, looking at how this goes with this. I think these tags work well here. And I'll put the remaining butterfly paper in this page protector as well. Butterflies are over here. I have this many butterflies left. All right. I don't know that I have anything here that's going to be a good match for that. Maybe just this journaling card. So I'll go ahead and put it here. And I knew when I picked these for the month that I would never use the whole pack of frames in just one month. So I might... I'm going to put one here just in case it ends up a good choice, but I think I might need to go with different colors. Okay, so I still have those 3-4 larger pieces, but that's okay. I don't need to use every single scrap up, but that little process just helps me to see what I could use. Now, my last thing before I would go on would be to say, okay, so what supplies and photos are going here? Because I've made an idea here of what I want to go here, but I don't have either of those things sorted out. So there's no photos and there's no supplies. So I need to work that out. Okay, anybody from those of you who are live, if you have any questions from all of that, that is a real-time explanation of how I would plot out at the end of a month how to go forward. And then the next two will not be plotting videos. They will be actual scrapbooking videos. So you will see all of this, all of the empty pockets become full pockets. Any questions? Fabulous. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, whether you were here live or you catch this later. And I will see you again tomorrow if you'd like. I'll be live at 1:30, but if you aren't available at that time, please don't worry. You'll be able to watch anytime that you want. Thanks so much. See you soon. Bye-bye.